Okay, so welcome back to this episode. This is going to be a returning to Travis Town episode. I'm going to edit it and post what number it is. It'll probably show in the playlist, but to update this, future playlist is going to come out as a whole playlist. I'm going to upload all of the videos at once as one chunk video, like a one chunk playlist, and you could just binge watch it all at once instead of putting like episode after episode after episode. It'd be a lot much easier on me because I don't have an editor, so I'm editing this as I go. So I'm gonna do them all in one chunks. So from this video on, if you don't see a lot of videos being uploaded, if you see a lot of videos being uploaded at one time, is this I'm putting them all in one playlist. I might be able to just upload them and then put them in the playlist. It's like one whole thing, but I'll figure it out. So this episode, we're going to be going back to Travis Town because we finished Deep Jungle. So from here, we're going to do the second half of Travis Town. Remember, I said before, you get 4 worlds, Monstro, which is the giant well, and then you get another 4 worlds, and then you get End of the World, or something like that, where like it's the last area basically, or like Castle Oblivion, or it's like End of the World, Castle Oblivion thing. So from here, this is like the first halfway mark of the game, like the first 50% of the game. So you go back to Travis Town, do what you need to do there, and finish off that, and then you start going locking worlds, basically. This is like the first step of going back to lock the world, basically. So that's what we're going to be doing in this episode. So get back, get our company, get a snack, and let's begin.
Freeze!
I think what would be easier to do these gummy ship ones is to wait till I get like the magnet perk. Like stuff like that, I would easily be able to suck all that up. I wouldn't be able to because it's too far away. So I've seen this before. I think I mentioned this before. There's another part to this area where it's like an underground cavern, and I think Leon opens it or something like that, but there's a part of the game where you can get to it, and it has like extra stuff in there, but you can't do that at the beginning of the game. Yeah, so she's telling me that channel's open now. So see, this right here is Geppetto's area. I know when Geppetto becomes a thing, I believe he gives you items and the item shop opens up. Yeah, I don't have the green one. I need the green one. Because I jump on that and a ladder comes down to go up to the... Why does it do this? Like I'm looking through a glass. Yeah, that's weird. Oh, because I was looking through glass. My bad. My bad. I'm a dumb dude. But yeah, up there is like the item shop, and when the item shop opens up, I believe this opens up and like Sid starts selling stuff out of here. Like Sid's back here and he's selling like their gummy ship parts. Yeah, 'cause this is closed. Yeah. Go. This is the part where I was talking about where like you start fighting those dudes, the magic dudes. Cause everything happens in like parts. And down here is where the alley You don't see these dudes the first time around. The first time around you see like the Heartless with like the helmet on and stuff. Like the suits of armor, Heartless. Like I don't even know if I can get back here to get this item. I think you run into that one. There's like a... Is it, wait, you gotta fill up the canal first or something? I forgot how to get that one. These dudes are a good source of like farming shards that you need for crafting. Like whenever you need your like elemental shards, they're like a good source to farm on. Did I get the red? Yeah, I got the red one. But that means we can go up there where the bell is and do that whole area on top of the clock. Yeah, this is where they're at. And there's a white symbol too. Yeah, he tells you about the keyholes and stuff. Yeah, so the first roundabout, you're going around locking them, and then the second one, you go around unlocking them so you can get to the other worlds. So when you get to the other set of worlds, you have to do the same thing, but in repeat and in reverse. But he learns that locking them away means you don't have access to that world. That means nobody else can get to it. That's why the gummy ship is so important, because he's like the only one with a ship. That's why when Sid was like, yeah, I want to have a ship to get to like other worlds and stuff, he's like, he's the only one that have access to that. Because without the gummy ship, Sora landing in Traverse Town was just weird. You see why it made sense? Because remember, they said they were part of a different world, but they came to there as like a safe haven. Because Leon's world was taken over by Heartless, and he wound up there. It's like Traverse Town was like the hub for everybody to just go to. If they did, if they got lost from their world or they traveled or anything like that, Traverse Town was like the hub for everything. That's why like there's a Traverse Town in every game, basically. Uh, that's what. Disney. Disney. Yeah. I mean that would make. Like, how do you? I know you. Uh, Buzz holding Buzz back and like let him. That from like, use that for that. Actually, that's what he. You understand what that means? Uh, out in there. Answer. Error. Because food. Out. All of them. That's why it was so. Like, yo, use it. They're trying to get out this. Yeah, it would definitely. It would be a fun. Have all the like. You know what? Listen. Don't make it. Make it for like it. Put them in. Go see. But only. Where happened? I have. Word. Oh, no. If they would think, you know how much Disney franchise they could have done homework with. So hard. Post. The hit. Yeah, that was huge. I'm like, not this. Oh. A lot of people like this is not. Disney stuff is. Let's go to Eric. Now I'm gonna ask you a question. Y'all caught up after this. And I love this. I love this trailer. When I first seen this is like inspirational though. I love this like minion fight. Now who you see here is Roxas, because he's the first one to use double bladed. That's Riku. I know it's spoiler, but for some reason, but it's the point that I'm saying. Look at that. People use this for AMVs. Where's Sora? I wish this was the Japanese one, but they say it in English sometimes too. Now, if you pause and catch this, this is like stuff that you read, and some of it going into like Kingdom Hearts 2. Now, that's just the first part. Now, that's the beginning of Chain of Memories, where he exits Castle Oblivion, and he's in the middle of nowhere. This is the area in Kingdom Hearts 3, where you see the two dudes sitting there talking. This is like the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 3. God, man, people used to AMV this so hard. I could just hear like Evanescence playing. Tatsuri the boy, man, this is cool as hell. Like high school, like junior high school me was like, oh shit, this is amazing. This shit is the bomb, yo. This was cool as fuck. And at this time, you don't know who these motherfuckers are at all. Because like I said, Roxas came out in Kingdom Hearts 2, and this is like a hidden secret trailer for Kingdom Hearts 2, right? And you don't know who Blind Dude is right here at all. And you like 13, 13, like you don't know nothing about organization, and they go through the numbers. You like, oh shit! It's like, what is the countdown? Is this members? Like, what's going on here? And this shit anime as fuck, dude. And do you see flashes of Sora and shit? And that's all from Kingdom Hearts 1. And you like, where's this area at? Like, what's going on? Why are they there? Like, oh, are we gonna go there? Like, and they showing you shit that you've been through, and you like, what is they connected to the numbers and the end of one? And you like, and then Mickey shows up. What? And then you get this is the tail end. He looks just like you, talking about Roxas, talking about Vanitas, and then you see Sora just right by you. And he's referring to Vanitas, not Ventus from 3. And 3 hasn't even come out yet. He had this shit planned out way ahead of time. Now I'm gonna ask you a question, and don't BS me, chat. Don't BS me, viewers. What the fuck does that have anything Disney to do with that? At all? Fucking Mickey just shows the fuck up. He's like, oh, I'm here at the tail end. That whole thing was cool as fuck for the time period and the era it came out in. And if you were a fan, you'd be like, yo, niggas used to do AMV. If you look up Kingdom Hearts AMVs, that's one of the main ones you see people use. They will chop and screw and use cutscenes and all pieces and stuff. Tell me where anything Disney is in that. I used to see AMVs and they don't even show Mickey's part. I know people who used to do those videos and put up scenes and cutscenes. You can't use that cutscene or else Disney will flag your video. Just that one part with Mickey, if you show that part when Mickey lands and shows up in the hood, you get your video flagged. If you take that out and use all the other stuff, you'll be fine. And I'm sitting there like, if they're trying to tell a story, and that is pure storytelling, right? What is any of that has to do with Disney? That is pure Square Enix at its finest. Pure Square Enix. And if you watch every opening to every game, every opening barely has like Disney stuff in it. Barely. Like you can only point out like maybe 1 or 2 Disney stuff in each opening. At all. And none of that stuff that you would see has any type of like super hard connection to the story. Why the hell is Mickey here? What does Mickey has anything to do with Roxas, Riku? Now, mind you, I'm gonna put you in the mindset as if you just seen that and you just unlocked that. That was the biggest thing being talked about at that time period and everything. And you're like, oh shoot, Mickey. Okay. He's the oddball in that whole thing. You're sitting. Remember, I just took you to a ride, dog. You like, who is this guy? He 2 keyblade wield? He can wield 2 keyblades? Oh, they running up the side of this. Where's this town? All these heartless. Oh, where's this area he teleported to? What is he saying? What is it? Did you see the flashbacks of Sora and everything? All of that. You are hooked. You are in it. You are in the sauce. And then Mickey, what? What? Like, and you get so cut off. It'd be like you reading a book, right? And you reading like, all right, you reading the book about Winnie the Pooh, and then all of a sudden you start reading lines from like Sesame Street, out of the blue, and you like, oh well, I know Mickey has something to do with everything. In this game, right? I know you're searching for him. I know what the story is. You're supposed to be looking for King Mickey. But by the time you see him at the end of this game, and it's just the back of him holding up a gold keyblade. And you like, I'm here to save the day, bling, and you don't see him ever again because he wasn't designed to be here. That little image you see of just the silhouette back of him, that's all you see of him, and then he dips off again. It's like, man, that felt inserted. That felt inserted as hell. Wait till we get to it, dog. I'm telling you, you gonna say the same thing. You be like, oh hey, it's Mickey. That's how I felt. By the time you get to that, that's exactly how I felt when you finally meet Mickey, and all you see is like a silhouette of this motherfucker, and you like, man, we've been looking for you this whole game, and then he dips off again. What? Yeah. It's like you're not even gonna take your homies with you that's been looking for you the whole time. But nah, I'm gonna stay here in Heartless Land with Riku. Why? We gotta close it from both sides. Okay, cool. Because the door to Heartless couldn't close from one end, they needed to close it from both sides. Okay, cool. That's not how doors work, but okay. Doors don't, like, unless you got a revolving door, or you can make a door that opens and closes from both sides, but then it wouldn't close because it has to open from both ends. What are you gonna do? Close it and lock it? They didn't have a lock to it. It wasn't like a door that you could just lock. Not from my understanding. Like, I never knew if you can close like the door, the Kingdom Hearts door. I never knew if you could just like open and close it. And like because the whole lore of Kingdom Hearts, it's like, oh, because ever since Kingdom Hearts 1, everybody wanted to find Kingdom. I want to find Kingdom Hearts. Okay, every time they found it or a pseudo version of it, it's just been there. Like, I think the representation of what they meant by door is just like, here's the entrance. Here's where you go in. Or I never really thought Kingdom Hearts was like a place. If you think of the concept, it's kind of like, you ever had a journal and you had one of those journals that had like the locks on there? That's kind of what I felt like Kingdom Hearts was. Kingdom Hearts was kind of like a thing, and it was just sealed away. I never thought that it was like, I need the key to Kingdom Hearts. Like, even when in 1, where they're like closing the door, I felt like the door was more like a representation of like, this is Kingdom Hearts, it itself. Like, even when you beat Ansem, Ansem's like, this is the door to light. Kingdom Hearts is not darkness, Kingdom Hearts is light. I never felt like it was like a place, because even he represented it as like a thing. Yeah, but it was more stories at like the tail end of things that were more like wrapping it up, let's finish up this Disney story, move on. Cause I believe it was 3 where like you had all the new Disney characters of like the modern era at that time, where you had like Wreck-It Ralph, Big Hero 6. And damn, I can't remember the other ones. Cause like Toy Story wrapped up in that one, but that was been wrapped up. That was more like a homage, and the only reason why they brung that in is because Rex, the dinosaur, had a fascination of this video game called Verum Rex, and he was like, "Oh, the main character has the same name as me, Rex," and that was more into leading into that video game, because I believe in that story, Buzz was trying to find out more about that game. You see what I mean? Buzz was trying to find out more about that game when Woody was like, "It's not a real game. It's not a real game." Where the whole time you find out it's a real thing based on actual characters. And when Rex showed Sora, the main character of Verum Rex, which was a game in the game, he was showing him, was like, "Oh wow, Sora, you look just like the main character from this game." if you bring up Verum Rex, that cutscene that's in Kingdom Hearts 3, it looks like fucking Final Fantasy 15. Put the pieces together, y'all. He was like, here's a little bit of Disney in every one of their games. After one, it dropped so hard when he did Chain of Memories. There is barely any Disney stuff in there, Chain of Memories. Like it's just the world you go to, and you spend more time in certain areas that's not even Disney areas. When you did Chain of Memories was more like not Chain of Memories, Recoded. Recoded was more of like a recap of Kingdom Hearts 1. What was it? Dream Drop Distance, barely any Disney characters in that one. What was it? Birth by Sleep, barely any Disney stuff in that one. It was none to be not from the top of my head. You know what I'm saying? Like the one that he had Pirates of the Caribbean in, you went to that world like 3 times. They sucked that world dry, yo. They were like, "Oh man, this is the hottest movie right now. Let's put this in the game." You played a lot of Pirates of the Caribbean in that one. Like that world was one of the biggest worlds in that game. That was just like a Disney franchise. The weird part about it is that if you are trying to tell a story, and this is like for any content creator, if you're trying to tell a story and that's your like main focal point of that story, wouldn't it be smart to tell that story? Like, yeah, you could have like little side stories and stuff, but the side stories integrate with what's going on with your main story, right? Why does it feel like the side stories in this game feel disjointed? Like when we go to the different worlds in this one, like in this one you don't see it as much, but like when you go to like the Disney worlds and the other games, it just feels like, okay, we landed here, let's help out a little and leave. Because like what does that have to do with like this one? Like I said, this is just the beginning, so in here it just feels like they're venturing. They're getting used to the landscape. It's fine. But then once the like you see that cutscene for 2? You see that trailer. Once the shit hits the fan and just gets kicked off, what does any of the actual story has to do with none of the Disney stuff? You are so heavily invested of like, oh, I want to learn more about the Heartless. I want to learn about more about the Keyblade. You know, where's Riku? Where's Kari? You see the end of that and you like, oh man, some people cry at the end of that when you're like, man, is he ever gonna meet Kari again? Like I could give a damn if like if like Tarzan from the Jungle Book is alright. I want to know what's going on with this. Tell me I'm wrong though. That's what anything. You ever watch like a movie series like, oh man, I'm gonna watch the Terminator with Arnold Schwarzenegger and you know the robot android dude, and you like, okay, cool. You start watching it, right? And then they like, oh man, there's this other like RoboCop looking dude in there, and you're like, I don't care. Give me the Terminator. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger was cool in the Terminator, but I think the most part that stuck out, and you can tell because what's most of the cutscenes in that movie, it's the T-1000, the thing that's chasing him. That's most of the coolest part in that whole movie is the T-1000. So you like when you get those cutscenes with the kid that Arnold was supposed to be protecting, and then you get the one with his like mom. The mom became more of the main character than the kid after a while, right? And you're like, oh man, I could give 2 shits about the mom. That's why like they knew that, and they were like, oh man, let's put a little bit more focus on the mom because she's an important part of the character too. And then she's like the main action hero in it. Where it was really supposed to be like John Connor, the kid, because the kid was the main focal part in like the first 2 movies. But now at the other movies afterwards, after that, it was more about the lady. Yeah, that's a prime example of how I feel with this. Like honestly, as somebody who loved this series of games, I can give 2 shits about what happened to Mickey. Like honestly, Like it because that does not have anything to do with him at all. It's like Goofy and Donald was like, "Yeah, we're here to go find King Mickey. All right, peace." Like, like keep it real, right? If this was the modern era, if this just came out in 2020, with how like the era is now, with how like the society and common norms and communities and stuff, they would have went to Travis Town and see Sora and asked him, "Is like, hey, yeah, we're looking for King Mickey." And Sora's like, "Yeah, I'm looking for my friends." And Sora and Donald and Goofy were like, "Yeah, you can tag along with us. You can help me find your friends." And they like, "Yeah, about that. Yeah, I'm cool with that. You good? Yeah, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go find my friends." Like, tell me I'm wrong. Yeah, they were like, "Yeah, thanks for the invitation, but." I'm gonna go this way. Like, tell me I'm wrong, dog. He would have turned. He would have denied that shit ASAP, dog. He would have been like, "Yeah, thanks for the offer, but I'm gonna go this way. I see y'all on the crossroads. If I meet up with you, I'm gonna help you. You know, I got your back. I'm here in spirit, but like, you know, we bump heads later than." I'm head out now. I'm sorry. I would have did that shit though. I would have did that so hard. They'd be like, "Thanks for the fire magic and everything. I know y'all got a ship, but like, I understand why he went with him because he had a vehicle, he could travel around. They were looking for the Keyblade. He was a Keyblade wielder, so everything was just matched up and timed right. Right? It's like being at the right place at the right time type of thing. So I get it. They're looking for like Mickey told them to look for the Keyblade wielder, but that could have been Riku. This ain't Sora's job. It's not. Riku was originally the Keyblade, the destined Keyblade chooser. Couldn't y'all look for like no? Cause you couldn't look for at this time. Uh, Aqua was in basically hell, so they couldn't really go to Aqua. They couldn't go to Terra, because Terra was basically Terra was basically Xehanort. He was Norded. He got Norded VPN, and Ventus was part of Sora. So right now in Sora's heart is Ventus. Roxas isn't a thing because he didn't turn himself into a Heartless yet. So right now you just walking around with like a chunk of, because like Sora's heart isn't whole. I think Sora's heart is like made up of like different pieces of different aspects and stuff like that. Because they quote on it in here, it's like every time Sora meets up with somebody or meets a new person, he gets like a part of their heart or some weird shit like that. So like in concept, Sora's heart is like a combination of like all of his friends type of thing. Cause like when they show the symbols, you know how like when the game starts and he's like on top of like the pillar and they show like the symbol, like the little picture, that's supposed to be a representation of like what lies in your heart type of thing. And if you look at Sora's has like missing chunks out of his. Cause in Kingdom Hearts 2 with Roxas, at the end when they show it, Roxas they show like a piece of it where like a piece of it is like connected like broken glass. You don't know what that is until you play Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Because the order of the story doesn't follow the order of the games. It doesn't. Cause like you get the backstory in like you get Kingdom Hearts 1, right? Kingdom Hearts 2 was supposed to come out, but you get the interlude in between, which is Chain of Memories, which explains how 1 and 2 is connected, right? Then you get Dream Drop Distance, which is supposed to explain where 2 and 3 is connected, right? But Birth by Sleep comes out at the same time around Dream Drop Distance or before 3. That's why when you get that game with Aqua was kind of like a prelude to 3 where you play as Aqua. All that is what happens at the end of 3, at the end of Birth by Sleep. So that's why I said it goes Kingdom Hearts 1, Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 2, Dream Drop Distance. I think Dream Drop Distance does Recoded. No, I think Recoded happens sometime the same time as like Chain of Memories because Recoded is just a retelling of Kingdom Hearts 1. But Jiminy Cricket, because in the story in Recoded is Jiminy Cricket loses all of the information in his diary and everything goes blank, and you have to like recreate it through like the computer, because there's a computer in Banlam Garden. It's an area at the end of the game, right? It's the area where Leon is from. It's Balam Garden. Balam Garden is a reference to Final Fantasy VIII because it's an area. Balam Garden is the name of the ship that Leon is on. So it's a place in Kingdom Hearts that they go to, basically, where like a lot of like the organization 13 members are kind of from. So they use that as like somewhat of like a headquarters for all of those Final Fantasy characters, like Yuffie, Tifa, and all of them. And like Cloud goes back there and stuff like that. So in this area, Jiminy Cricket tries to upload a like a memory bank of everything that happens in one. Because remember, in here, the only purpose for him is that he's taking notes, basically, kind of writing everything down their journey in a diary so they won't forget, type of thing. So he's the dude that manages all of like your 100% collectabilities and all that stuff like that. So in Recoded, you lose all that, and you just replay the one, but on the DS, basically. It wasn't really anything new. I mean, you did get something new, but you had to like 100% everything to get like this hidden cutscene or this hidden passage that appears at the end of the book saying that uh something isn't what it seems or something like that. Some type of like Morse code writing, like a message or something like that, and you have to decipher whatever this message means, even though you don't. But the meaning of that was that it was a message that Nominee left in the book. Now you be like, who the fuck is Nominee, right? Nominee is a girl from Kingdom Hearts 2. Technically, she's in Chain of Memories. Now, Kingdom Hearts 1, Chain of Memories is supposed to explain what happened between 1 to 2. In 2, you start off as Roxas. Chain of Memories tells you what happened leading up to 2, saying that, hey, Nominee was a girl that's supposed to be the nobody of Kari when she got a Keyblade. When she dipped in 1 at the end of 1 and she's gone. Huh? Yeah, just was playing. Oh, hold on. Let me switch over real quick. My bad. Yeah, it's not showing for some reason. Hold on. Oh, I see, I see. When it reopened. I get it. There we go. So, Nominee is the nobody, quote unquote, because I don't know if it's officially said, but it just makes sense based on how the story is being told. Nominee is the nobody to Kari. When Kari dipped, she was showing signs of like being. Oh, thank you, baby. She was showing signs of being able to wield a Keyblade or have magic, because she was innate in tuned with magic of this world, like being able to, detect that stuff and everything. So people were showing signs it's like, all right, well, Ikari is going to be with Yang Xing and all that stuff. So there was a reason why, because she becomes one of the Princess of Hearts, basically. Kari was like the last princess of heart. And they were like, oh, well, she's a princess. She has magic. She's innate with it, yada, yada. So that's why organization wanted her to be, like, 7 princesses of light or something like that. 7 princesses of heart or something. And, no, yeah, 7 princesses of light, 8 of darkness. So it's like a 7-8 type of thing where you have like 8 darkness, 7 light, and they wanted to use the 7 princesses, and Kari was the last one. And Chain of Memories, that was the whole thing. Xehanort was not spoken of or anything like that. Xehanort didn't show up until the end of 2 or something like that. So that's what they were doing. The Organization 13. And that was the whole plot line of 2, because they wanted Kari to manipulate Sora and manipulate his mind and his memories and everything. And at the end of 1, the reason why he's in the middle of the field of nowhere or something like that, field of dreams or some shit, he's in like a field in the middle of nowhere. If you, we're going to definitely try to play Chain of Memories. In that game, he finds like Castle Oblivion, but he doesn't know what it is or what it's about. And in that castle, the Organization 13 members is there, but they still don't even know that Ventus is at the bottom of that, just quote unquote. So when you start that game out, they kind of force Naminé to kind of do their bidding and screw up his memories. That's why in Kingdom Hearts 2, when you play as Roxas, Roxas doesn't know who he is. That's part of the reason where like Sora is, when you see that game, Sora's already like in that cocoon egg flower thing, because in the end of Chain of Memories, he goes inside of that, and that's when they start manipulating his memories and everything like that. So that's how that game works. And at the end of 2, when Sora wakes up, I think that's Dream Drop Distance, where he puts where Yang Sing puts Sora through like a trial. But before then, they go off and do the events of Dream Drop Distance, and that was for the 3DS. As they're doing that, the same time you're playing Birth by Sleep, which is a prequel to Kingdom Hearts 1. It's 2 prequels. That's the prequel to Kingdom Hearts 1, where you're fighting as Aqua, Terra, and Ventus. In that, you learn the story, what led up to, I believe, what led up to Kingdom Hearts 1, or what led up to Kingdom Hearts Key, which was like the mobile game, like that whole 3-part series mobile game. That's kind of like the pre like the original start of the whole story. You see how like the games, when they release, they go back and forth. So in Kingdom Hearts Key, it's the story of Ansem, like the old guy, Xehanort, not Ansem, Xehanort. That's the story of Xehanort. He's the beginning of all this BS. That's the story of him, how he connects to Ventus, how Ventus is a part of Sora's heart, how Sora became a Heartless and split himself into a Heartless and a Nobody, how Roxas became his Nobody, how Ventus is basically his Heartless now, and how like in 3, you basically combined all that shit together at the end of 3. So 4, I don't know where this story can go, because the only way that this story can go in 4 is if it's how Sora is going to actually fight the members of the Organization 13. No, they can't fight, because most of the members of Organization 13 is gone. They're like human. They're like cured now. They're like good guys now. I wouldn't say good guys, but like they're not bad guys no more, in a way. Because when he defeated Xehanort in 3, that was it. The only person that's left is the Master of Masters. So unless it's like he got a whole new gang, because even in that trailer, there's like 2 other people standing beside him. So unless he got a whole new team, it's not even Xehanort no more. It's like now we're about to fight the Master of Masters, and everything's about to come back in one big loop to Kingdom Hearts Key, where like, yeah, Xehanort was the beginning of that, but the Master of Masters started all this shit. Or like the original story. The Master of Masters was like portrayed the original Keyblade wielders and had the Keyblade War and stuff like that. So like, I just feel like with this whole story, none of that I explained to you had anything to do with Disney. Like, I know I'm ragging on it, like nothing of that. And I think that shit is, all of that was cool. Everything that I explained in just the main gist of the story was cool. Please, Square Enix, if you make Kingdom Hearts 4 and you bombard that with so much extra BS, that game is gonna flop. I'm tell you, that game is gonna flop. And I feel like the only reason why you would shove Kingdom Hearts, like shove Disney stuff in that, is marketing. Because there is nothing leading up to that that has any reason or why or whim story-wise.
Come on.
That's what I'm saying. It's cool to see. It'd be like, oh yeah, if they kept it to like, to me it wouldn't bother me if it was like, we're just gonna do it as a world thing. Like each world is just the only thing Disney-wise. That's fine. That's cool. That I'm not even like, okay, that, because that's technically kind of how it is. So I'm like, okay, cool, we can do that. But to kind of like interject, because nothing story-wise had anything to do with Disney. Like these characters, I feel like was just in here to be.
Deep freeze! Thunder! Thunder!
How do you trigger this? I'm trying to remember, how do you trigger the event to be able to do the bell thingy? I went down there already. Unless I gotta refine Leon again.
Come on!
I forgot how to do it. Because I know you gotta play like you gotta ring some type of bell game. You gotta do like some like mini game. Ooh, that was close. There's something up here that you gotta do. It's like something with these where you like, you hit it and you play something. That's the red symbol. I'm not close enough to it. There's a way to kind of like move these. God, what did you do? Been so long. You see what that rock is? Is it do you go in the house? Hold on. 'Cause I know after a while they go in like that little house over there.
Here! Thunder! Here! Thunder!
Yeah, after a while the characters go in here. Yeah, they're here now. Please live in here. Why don't we use it? Yeah. And they start hooking this place up. But okay, I got the flag for that. Now what do I do? Hey Manda Panda, on the stream, you think like every time we go to a new game we watch the trailers and like the openings and everything to it? But because I feel like that is a huge part of like the storytelling to this game, or like part of Kingdom Hearts as well. Because like sometimes the cutscenes and like some of the trailers that come out kind of tell part of the story as well too.
Deep freeze! This should help. Come on! Fire! Here! Deep freeze! See ya! Deep freeze! See ya!
Oh, I'm about to die somehow. something with this? The carving of a bell that's... I don't know, see what think about the gizmo shop. How the fuck do I get it down?
Here!
I know it, it's just I gotta remember what it was. Cause it's something to trigger and it'd be like, oh, a bell sound like it fell. What was it that I did? Cause you can do this before a monstro. Like before you get eaten by the giant whale, you can do that thing. Because Jiminy Cricket really doesn't change much. He just rearranges people's location when he comes. Or is that all? Like, do you come back here again? No, hold on. Let me talk to Sid. Oh, here we go. Here, ancient egg gummy block. Yep. What's this one for? Kidding me. You're flying a gummy ship and don't know nothing about navigational gummies? Bunch of pinheads. Interspace ain't no playground. There's a lot we don't know, so what? You have to use the gummy ship to go to other worlds. You don't have a choice. I don't know. No hard feelings, alright? Well, I guess I could lend y'all a hand then. Thanks. Basically, with navigation abilities, you can go to new places. Yeah, that's how you unlock the other worlds. You want one on your ship, right? I'll install it for you. I got this thing I got to deliver first. What's this book? Oh, this is Pooh. This is how you get everything switched around. Yeah, you gotta go give him the book. This is 100 Acre Woods. To beat up to restore it to the way it was, but overall I need a decent job putting it back together. Anyway, you mind delivering it for me? Yeah, you go give this to, yeah. Oh. That's the bell. Yeah, there we go. Because remember, the bell drops and you hear it, and then you go up there and go see what's wrong with the bell. I knew it was something to trigger it. Go check it out if you want to deliver that book for me. You've done well. Stop by the house in the 3rd district. Yeah, and then people go into that house. They're all sitting there, and then when you go there, when you go back here in this area, he's not in this shop no more. It's the kids are in this shop, so they switch it. This becomes empty. This is where the three the twins, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, is in here. Right here is where Geppetto and Pinocchio is at. This is the door to that. The upstairs crafting shop gets open, and right here is where Sid goes, and he'll sell you gummy ship parts. So when I go give this book to him, that could be another flag that switches. But as soon as I leave this area, it'll basically switch. And this is how I get the 100 Acre Woods. Give the book to him. I said actually bring this thing. Thank you. You wish to know what the book is? I don't even know myself. In fact, it's not mine. Somehow it found its way into my bag one day. It was such a curious book. I asked Sid to prepare it for me. Well, I guess I put it here somewhere for now. This book holds a great secret. The missing pages will unlock it. Yeah, and you find the pages around the world. I'll leave the book over there. Do you look at it whenever you like? We'll find the pages easily. Best regards to Sid for repairing it for me, and about the stone of yours. You should go ask the fairy godmother about it. Do you know what that is? For a thing, you hear stone turn into summoning gem. Summoning gem. The little creatures lived in the world that was consumed by darkness. When the world, this is how they fit in the other Disney Hearts characters, basically. But this one had such a strong heart. He became a gem instead of vanishing with the world. Can you restore him? Yes, but only his spirit. Now watch. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. I believe this is Simba. Yeah. This was the first party member you could summon in general. You could use summon magic. These are like their version of summons. So instead of using like Ifrit, Rama, Shiva, you get the Disney characters as summons. You see what I mean? Like, they were literally extra. You cannot summon magic while any party members KO. Summoning characters will withdraw from battle once they run out of MP. You can only select the dismiss command if you want to dismiss them. Basically, kind of like in 15, where you can summon a summon alongside you to fight with. Not 15, but it's one of the Final Fantasy games where they do this, where you can fight and then you can summon a summon to fight alongside you for a short period of time. That's that concept. If you find any more of these, bring them to me. Don't worry, when their worlds are restored, they will return there. Yeah. Sora, please help save them. Don't worry, because this is basically how they interject the Lion King into this world. Because when the worlds got restored in the next game, the Lion King, I think in Kingdom Hearts 2, the Pride Lands was a area in Kingdom Hearts 2 you can go to. But now that world is either gone or locked away. And normally when they refer to something being locked away is that you can't access that world. When it's locked, I don't know why Sora and all other characters like him are able to go to it, kind of because of the Keyblade, but to like the world's characters, like the fairy godparent mother, she can't go to that world because to her is locked away, basically. It's like sealed off. So now I have summon magic, basically. That's how you get that. Even though the best to go to Sid before going anywhere else. That was statement. Yeah, the book. Examine the book. And this is how you unlock 100 Acre Woods. But like I said, he was like, oh, it's best to go to Sid before you go to anywhere else. You can literally skip this. Like, this whole part is just missable. Like, this is the area you get for a page. There's like, hold on. 1, 2, 3. That's how you leave. 4, 5. I think 6. Like, this is 2 parts. Like, 1, 2. I think it's like 6 to 7 pages. Yeah, here goes 1 down here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. No, this might be 1. So it's like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's like 6 pages. But yeah, each one of these is like a little mini story, basically. I think you get something from the end of this. I think it's like a Keyblade that you get from this. But that Keyblade is not really that good. Like, you get a Keyblade that's like just as good or like on par with it for the time period. Like, to be 100% honest with you, none of the Keyblades are really that good until you get to like the ultimate weapon Keyblade, because you can literally beat the game with just the normal Kingdom Key. Like, I've seen people do like speed runs or no hit runs and just the Keyblade. Like, I think we don't get yellow until way into the game. But I think that's a crafting item back there. If I'm correct. If I'm not mistaken, that's a crafting item for some really last end item you really don't need. There's another cutscene flag.
There you are.
And there's Riku.
What's going on?
Riku!
Hey, cut it out.
I'm not dreaming this time.
But you see the Keyblade, right?
I hope not. Took forever to find you.
Why does he
Riku,
find him in Travis Town and not any of the other worlds?
wait a second.
Think
Where's
about that.
Kairi?
Isn't she with you? Well, don't worry. I'm sure she made it off the island too. We're finally free. Hey, she might even be looking for us now. We'll all be together again soon. Don't worry. Just leave everything to me. I know this.
Leave it to who?
Sora, what did you...
I've been looking for you, and Kairi too, with their help.
Who are they?
Tagged on.
We visited so many
Nobody
places
cares.
and worlds looking for you.
You see what I mean?
Really?
Nobody
Well, what do you know?
cares.
I never would have guessed.
Oh, and guess what? Sora's the Keyblade Master.
Who would have thought it?
What's that mean?
So, this is called a Keyblade?
It's funny how he doesn't know
Huh?
that, but he has a Keyblade
Hey,
in
give
his
it back.
Catch.
Whoa,
How did he
okay.
get the Keyblade in
So
his
you're
hand?
coming with us, right?
Now, hold on.
We've got...
Remember what I said? Only the people who were destined to have a Keyblade can control the Keyblade. Who are Keyblade wielders. Remember how Sora can just make it come to his hand, right? How he can control it. How the fuck is Riku able to do that when he doesn't even know what it is? He's bullshitting. Because he has like an evil looking Keyblade in his hand that he treats the same way. He doesn't realize it because it's like the key of darkness. You see what I mean? But he's capable of doing stuff that you couldn't do unless you were a Keyblade wielder. He is, but doesn't know that at the time. And he did that. He was like, "Oh, I'm able to have this in my." Remember what Leon was saying? Remember how Leon picked up the Keyblade and he was like, "Oh shit, how did you do that?" And he just teleported to his hand, and then he teleported it back to Sora when he was sitting on the bed. And because he asked Leon, like, "What is this?" He's like, "It's a Keyblade," and he explained to him what it was. He himself said, "Only destined chosen ones of the Keyblade can control it." Leon is a destined hero. Just like every other Final Fantasy game, the destined hero can do shit that most people can't. So how can Riku control the Keyblade? You questioning yourself that. You shouldn't. You shouldn't be able to hold it or like control it at all. Because he literally teleported it. Because Sora's like, "Oh, how did you get that?" He literally teleported it to his hand. So, like I was saying, when telling you that Riku was supposed to be the original Keyblade wielder, not Sora, because as you can see, Sora didn't even know what the hell it was, just like Riku did. They both did it. But why did Sora have to be like, "Oh, I have to ask Leon what it was," and he explained it to him? Riku's like, "Oh, what's this?" But you were able to teleport it out of his hand.
This awesome rocket. Wait till you see it.
No, he can't come.
What?
Forget it.
Oh, come on. He's my friend.
I don't care.
Oh,
Now
he's
Donald's
gone.
saying that for a reason,
Riku?
and he's gone. He acts super
Nice
mysterious
going.
at this time.
Oh, well. At least he's okay. And who knows? Maybe we'll run into Kairi soon, too.
He didn't dip, he just went behind the damn pillar. Alright, so that was that cutscene. Now I gotta go back to Leon or in here. Because now that that flag has been triggered, there we go. You guys ever heard of Maleficent? Who's she? A witch, man. She's a witch. She's the reason this town is full of heartless. No, it's not. doesn't take her lightly. She's been using the Heartless for years. But we lost our world thanks to her. Maleficent is supposed to take the place of Leon's losing his world, kind of like how the chick in Final Fantasy VIII, which is the evil chick. Can't think of her name right now. She's a witch in that one, basically. Heartless taking over our world. That was 9 years ago. This came out around, what, Final Fantasy 9, I believe? Yeah, it's around that time. Because, as you can see, there's no characters after 8 in this game. Like, I think they only go up to 8. I think. No, no, so there's no characters at 10. There's no characters in 9. Is Vivi in this one? No, Vivi's not in this one. Yeah, they only go up to 8. I got out of that mess and came here with these guys. That's all. Our ruler was a wise man named Ansem. He dedicated his life to studying the Heartless. His report should tell us how to get rid of the Heartless. Where's the report? We don't know. It got scattered when our world was destroyed. I'm sure Maleficent got most of the pages.
You see, it's just as I told you.
Oh, Tamisha. That's
While
what
you
her name
toiled
was.
away trying to find your
And you see
dear
the
friend,
similarity of
he quite
Ultimisha
simply
to Maleficent?
replaced you
As
with
he was
some
saying,
new
Maleficent was the
companions.
part of their world.
Evidently. Now he values them far more than he does you. You're better off without that wretched boy. Now think no more of him and come with me. I'll help you find what you're searching for.
So you delivered that book. The navigation gummies installed and ready to go. You'll find another one, you bring it to me. I drew in a warp gummy for the heck of it. And that's how we're able to just warp easily to different worlds. Now you can jump to worlds you've been to before. Well, better get back to work. What's my real job? You'll see. See me at the first district. Now you see he sells. He's a ship dude. That's why it was so weird when you seen him in the shop selling stuff. It was like, wait, Sid has always been about building ships and spaceships and aircrafts and stuff. I'm thinking about the bell in the second district. That one that rang a bit ago. That one above the gift shop. There's a legend about it, you know. But it's all boarded up. Nobody can get there. Heck, go check it out. Ring it 3 times to see if anything happens. That's the clue. Now I see. That's the clue of what I needed to do. But as you can see, remember I was bullshit you with like everybody's here. They changed this into a whole room. I said that earlier, right? The Heartless will stop showing up once we beat the boss flash. I'm trying to avoid the second district because the second district, once you go in there, I think you're kind of locked into that area for a while. Alright, so everybody's switched around. So in here, you won't be in here anymore. Yeah, there's some random dude just selling you stuff. But even here, it's probably still Huey, Dewey, Louie. Yeah, they're still there. Do they change their? I don't think they changed their shop selection. It's been a while. Yeah, everything's still the same. Oh wait, did we ever get these? Yeah, these is a good upgrade right now for them. Yeah, these are a good upgrade. Need more MP. Get a Morning Star. Smasher? Yeah, the Smasher. Yeah. Remind me to check in every so often with them. I believe they get updates to their shop every time you like beat a world or something. Oh yeah, remember when I said that back here you wanted to get this way earlier? I got it now because before he changes this area, like once he changes this area to his shop, you can't go back there and get that. That is a missable item. Back in the day, games had a thing called missable items. Missable items was rampant in games back then, and there were no way to know what you missed or if you missed it in time. This is why I told you when I used to play JRPG games, and I used to hate it. Like if you missed something, you couldn't go back and get it because one, if you got too far in the game, you were past that point of getting it, or if you got too far in the game, you just didn't know if you missed it or not because there was no way to tell back then. You didn't know what you were missing or how. Like when this game first came out, I didn't even know that was a thing over there at all. I didn't know it until I started looking up a walkthrough or a cheat list for Kingdom Hearts. I looked up a walkthrough of it, and that was like when I was in like high school, and I was like, oh shoot, so that's how you get the other ladder. You go back there. But when I did it, I was like, oh well, I can't go back there because he blocks it. It's his shop now. So I didn't know that part because they didn't say that in that walkthrough. It's stuff like that where like a lot of old school games were like rampant with stuff like that, especially like Final Fantasy. You wanted to get a specific weapon, you better hope not game facts, you better hope like what Nintendo Power or something like that, like a magazine came out and told you, or you just looked it up online when the internet was a huge thing. Like go to your local library or just looked it up, or like G4 or something like that. Like somebody told somebody word of mouth in some form or way, whether it was the internet, a person, a magazine, something. You didn't have it now to where though you could easily just look up like a cheat table or a walkthrough strategy guide. Because I remember when GameFAQs started, it was something called like it was like Cheat CC before GameFAQs. When GameFAQs first started, there was barely any on there. Like GameFAQs was more of like a forum post, like how Reddit was, until people just started uploading their own walkthrough guides. Like even still, there are people like now, like Fighting Cowboy. He still do like walkthrough guides, but in like YouTube. You know what I'm saying? YouTube is the new GameFAQs because people do walkthroughs and playthroughs and stuff like that, and you could just look up a video to be like how to do this in this game or how to get the like Diablo. You see me pull up Diablo videos all the time and be like how to get this or how to do that or where's this at. YouTube is the new GameFAQs for gamers because you could just put up a tutorial guide. Look, here's a tutorial like your Sims guide. It's like here is the tutorial on how to do this in Sims or how to get this building or where to go for this. That's how GameFAQs were back then. For Silent Hill, yeah. People still to this day kind of use GameFAQs. It's just in written form. Now everything is like better because they have like the HTML version where you can just go through pages and stuff like that. But back in the day, people wrote it up. Like if you go through old walkthroughs, it's like typed up. Like pages of it is just typed up, and you have to read through it and shit. So I'm like, you never knew about stuff like this as like a thing called missable items. I take it it's a special giveaway. Oh, sorry about that. And you could just now buy stuff from him. Buy gummy parts. And this is how I make my gummy ship like hella better. Yeah, these items are like one-time buy. What's that? Oh, that's a red mark over there. I forgot all about that. This is the first one you see when you wake up. Wait, alleyway. Oh, that's how you get this one back here. I told you it was a red one, though, to get this one. I just didn't think you went it the reverse way. So basically, you do wake up in the alleyway. This is just the other end of the alleyway. And then you go up here, from this point. When does the synthesis shop opens? It has to be when I get the green Trinity mark, but I think the green Trinity mark, either with a yellow or green one, you get from Halloween Town. I think you get it like around Halloween Town. Okay, so that's everything there, and we just go do the second part of this world. I should say. No, wait. Before I do that, I want to turn in the Dalmatians, but I got to turn them already now. I think they should give me items as well too. You know these dudes are supposed to have elemental weakness to the opposite of their, like fire is weak to blizzard, thunder is weak to fire. They're supposed to have like the opposite spectrum, but it's so much easier to just whack them. Instead of wasting magic and miss. Because they're really like not that strong. Like they don't have that much health. Yeah, I think they take like 1 or 2 hits. Mm-hmm. Right. Oh, okay. So you do kind of want to do the Dalmatian side quest? Because I think they give you the strongest form of magic in the game. Like I think they give you the highest fire, higher blizzard. I think they give you the 3rd tier of them. And I think that's the only way to get them. Well, I don't have to walk through it. Because I know this game. I played the, like, you don't understand. When this was on the PS2, this was the main game I was playing. I know this game like the back of my hand. And if it's something that I don't know, it's probably because it's like been a while. But like once I start doing it, it starts coming back to me. There's not really much to this one.
Come on!
Y'all are annoying. You know what? No. I love how he does this, like he's opening the world, his world, like the Lion King world. These are basically summons.
Courage! Give me strength! Give me strength!
Easy. I think Simba is really strong. Oh.
Courage! Come on!
suggest I'm going to do this because they don't really give experience like that. Like, I think you get more and more decent experience the more further you get in the game. So just fighting these dudes, they're not really going to give you much over time. Oh, so it's moved.
Come on!
Somebody came up here and moved them. That's how you get rid of the boxes. Like I told you, right, man? In most games, they're all like, it's a system called flags. Once you hit that flag and it checks for it in game saying that you did this specific thing, that's when it registers to do that. That's why I was showing you in some games, you can break sequencing and kind of jump the flag. Even though it won't trigger what you need to trigger, you can jump that flag and go on to the next event in line and be like, oh, I don't want to do this. It's called sequencing. It's like A, B, and C. You could skip A, go to B, but some things that A trigger, it's like, oh, if you don't do A, you won't trigger C. But you can skip it and go to like B, D, or like F if you wanted to, and like trigger F, and then everything before F would like not matter. You see what I'm saying? I've seen people doing in like Dark Souls where they're like skip half the game or skip a whole boss fight and be like, oh, this is why the thing in Dark Souls would be like when you do a boss fight and they'd be like, oh, you can skip phase 1 and do this particular thing and go to here. Kind of like in MMOs when you see them do boss fights and be like, oh, here's phase 1's mechanic. You can easily skip this by just doing this and head to phase 3 of the fight and then kill him or something like that. That's what they refer to, like flags and sequences and stuff. So in certain games where you see somebody say, hey, I'm gonna break sequence or I'm gonna jump to this part, you know, you can trigger, and cutscenes was like the main criminal of this shit. Like in certain games you can literally just like break a cutscene or use a cutscene to kind of skip sequences and stuff. You can trigger because like with cutscenes, they're supposed to trigger at a certain point. This is why what I was telling you in the beginning when I said in Travis Town, when I first went in, I didn't have to travel. Hello. I didn't have to travel to the third section. I could just play the cutscene, go in and out of that door, have the cutscene trigger, and then come back. There we go. I told you. You had to ring a bell, and then once you ring this bell, you basically summon the boss. But I forgot that it's something with these. Like, these are supposed to tell you something. Because, like, there's another thing that you do with, like, hitting the bells down there. And you get, like, some type of, like, hidden secret thingy or something. Covering the bell. I clicked on the manga tag. Is your manga about Izuke? Yeah, that's my manga. I'm a manga artist. So normally Friday, Saturdays, and sometimes Sundays, because I sometimes take Sundays off to edit. Those days is where we're doing our gaming sequences. But normally Monday through Thursday, I'm a manga artist and I work on either my manga itself or I do illustrations of my manga. And sometimes, if you're lucky, I work on the story on stream as well too. But my Discord is mostly all about my manga. It's a carving of a bell that seems to me, what was it that I did though? Oh, what's it about? It's a post-apocalyptic shonen, somewhat shonen. I would say like a little bit of everything. Not really so much fully shonen, not really so much fully like slice of life, but it's like a action. It's post-apocalyptic action shonen. Think like if you ever seen the anime Shaman King, because I would say JoJo because that's more recognizable, but like with the visuals of like JoJo Bizarre Adventure, but with kind of the story of Shaman King. If you think about it, yeah. And like my inspiration comes from a lot of like older anime of that time. Like 80s, 90s style anime, basically. Now what I'm supposed to do? Because this painting is supposed to flip again. Seem to be a big bell. It's supposed to rotate again. Am I supposed to go back up there and you know much about anime? Oh, 80s, 90s. Okay, I see. Yeah. It's my job to know. Well, mostly manga. I'm a manga boy myself. I love anime, but I'm mostly a manga boy. And so, like old school manga and stuff like that is what I grew up with. Well, let me be correct. I grew up on comic books, to be precise, until I got introduced or found manga, and then I fell heavy into manga. But I'm usually a comic manga boy. When it comes to Western comics, I know stuff like old school Marvel, Image Comics, stuff like that. Oh, Manda Painter, did I tell you that there's a manga of Kingdom Hearts out? Yeah. And you wanna know something funny? And it just dawned on me. In the manga, there's no Disney stuff in the manga. At all. There's like absolute, but if you read the back of it and stuff like the credits and everything and stuff like that, or like you know how they give credit to like the artists, the storyteller, stuff like that, etc. They put Disney in like the credits and stuff. But like if you read the manga of Kingdom Hearts, there's like absolutely nothing. I think it's referenced, but you see like no Disney stuff in it. Yeah. I don't know much about the titles, but I had to study manga for some time now. Oh, that's cool. What was your reason for studying it? Like some people study it for like storytelling, some people study it for like art. Now you saying study manga as in like study it as an art form? Because the manga art form is different. I just write that one more time then. So, oh yeah, he did say pull it 3 times. So like as an art form, or like, because some people study manga for like the storytelling, like be a manga writer. I'm a writer and an artist, so not a lot of people do that. A lot of people are just like either one of the other, like you're an artist or you're a story writer. Isn't that the 4th time you played? Or I think it just doesn't do anything after that. No, it doesn't do anything. I had to study to make manga. Oh, that's what's up. So like you learned how to do like paneling, composition, story, exposition, all that type of stuff. Cause like manga is definitely told different than how comic books are told. I wrote a story and I had to decide comic or manga. I chose it a manga, but I didn't know anything about anime/manga. Yeah, a lot of people think that because manga is just the Japanese word for comic, but it's the same thing but done kind of differently. Like if you really dive deep into comics versus manga, there is kind of a difference in how it's constructed. Not like physically constructed, but like how the story and plots and scenarios are formatted, basically. It's a lot different than if you was to read a comic, where the comic is kind of formulated really simplified, basically. Yeah, manga to me is the long form of a Western comic. Yeah, kind of. We're like, I think mangas are better suited to tell a story, where like comics are very. Because coming from both sides of that spectrum and being into comics and how to draw them and stuff like that, comics are very detailed, but they're very detailed in like the basic stuff, like not just basic stuff, because they're like detailed in like every little nook and cranny and everything. And the way comics are written and shown, it's very like, I use the term "cool guys don't look at explosions" term for comic books, because it's all like the cool bits and cool parts. Where like if you look at a manga, they go through everything of the story, like everything. And the only time you see that in comics, Western comics, is where like it's very story heavy, but it's very like drawn out, and they go into stuff that's not needed, type of shit. You have more time to flesh out a story. If I were to say what comic has over manga, is probably the color double page spreads or cover variants. Yes, and I don't knock on comics, but the one thing that made me move away from comics is I grew up in the era where like a lot of your comic book heroes now are a thing, where like Spider-Man, X-Men, you know, Hawk. I grew up in an era where those characters were first originated, came out, and that's what was set in stone for them. I don't like how you have the 52th version of Iron Man now. I don't like how, like, I don't mind the alternate universe story that Marvel was going with a lot of their characters, or like Earth 52 and all that stuff. I don't mind that. But when you have a concept and a creator who says, I'm going to create Spider-Man, but then you have another person Spider-Man and another person Spider-Man, and then whose Spider-Man is legit? If you have, it's kind of like the saying, you have too many cooks in the kitchen. If you make one dish and you say, okay, this is the recipe to this dish, and right, Manta Panda, you've cooked food before, you follow recipes, so hear me out. If you have too many cooks in the kitchen and you have this one cook and says, hey, I'm the original person who made this dish, I'm the original person who designed this dish, here's the recipe on how to make it, but then you leave the kitchen and another person comes along and says, I'm going to take, say for instance, you make apple pie, and you make that apple pie a specific way, here's the recipe, here's the ingredients to make apple pie. But another person comes in the kitchen and says, I'm going to make this apple pie too, but change up the ingredients. And say, instead of sugar, we're going to use Splenda. I'm like, okay. But then when they mess with like the original lore and says, hey, Manda Panda wasn't the original one who made the apple pie, Stacy was. That's what pisses me off. We know Stan Lee made these characters. We know Stan Lee made Marvel. Why is it that every 5 minutes they're going back and retconning and rebooting, retconning and rebooting? It's like you never see that with manga at all. You ever hear fucking Cowboy Bebop be like, we're gonna retcon Cowboy Bebop, we're gonna reboot the anime? No, because that one creator made that story and that's his story. You never see somebody else come on board. Like, okay, if you say Dragon Ball Z now, with the Akira Toriyama passing. If Akira Toriyama didn't pass, that motherfucker would still have Dragon Ball Z right now. Am I right? Akira Toriyama would draw Dragon Ball into the day he died. That's what I have more respect for, because that's his work, his vision, his creation. I don't mind other people coming on the team and helping out with that. You better put oregano in that pie or fire. Yeah! Like, Marvel, I can't stand Western comics for that. How many times are we going to be told the origin of Batman? And then every time you hear the origin of Batman, they tweak it, or they change it, or they just rewrite his whole fucking lore. Like, I remember Spider-Man's original lore. Spider-Man's original lore is that he got bit by a spider, and Uncle Ben died, and he tried to protect his Uncle Ben, or like, what was it? He went wrestling or something like that, and tried to make money for like a costume or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Part of that is the original lore. Trigun is doing it at the moment, and it flipping sucks. I agree. I gotta point out, Evangelion did it too. I wouldn't say Evangelion's doing it. It's just he's doing it too much. Like the Evangelion lore, it's like, oh Jesus, there's so much into this, but you can literally stop right. Like, what was it, after the Evangelion series and like the 2 movies afterwards? You can literally stop. They're trying to, the creator of Evangelion, the original creator, man, they try milking his story so much. you can tell when a concept in a story is being milked. Like One Piece, that's a story that's not being milked because the way it's created, the way Oda is designing it, it's meant to be a long told story, and he can continue to go with it as long as he wants, because the way the story is designed, it like, I will tell you right now, if Oda decides to just at the last episode leave an open ending to be like, did they ever do find? He's like, do they ever do find a One Piece? And he can leave it as that, and it'd be fine, because the way the story is designed. Damn, poor Uncle Ben. How many times we gotta see that man die? Right. It's like, and then what kills me is like, don't get me wrong, I am a Negro. I am part Negro. Don't get me wrong. I love how they added, a black Spider-Man into it. That's cool. But I grew up with Peter Parker. Like, if you gonna do something new and make a new Spider-Man, kill off Peter first. Like, keep it real. Kill off Peter first. Because at least keep Peter. You know what I'm saying? At least keep his story. Leave him be if you want to do something new with the concept of Spider-Man. Just give us a new Spider-Man. Give us a new person, like how they did they made Ben Reilly a Spider-Man. His dad. But his dad is a Spider-Man in an alternate universe. Okay. It's like, acceptable, but, you know what I'm saying? Then they got Spider-Man too. It's like, I get it. Multiverse, Marvel's been doing it for a while now. So you got a Spider-Man in different multiverses. But it's like, okay, you change up the story and then make it to where as though Eddie Brock isn't Venom. Bitch, Eddie Brock been Venom since the beginning. Keep it that way. That's cool. We like Eddie Brock as Venom. But now it's like, oh man, the Venom symbiote has been on everybody like AIDS. Like, come on. It's like, now it's not. To me, I always thought, like, I love the Venoms. Like, Spider-Man, the Western comic books, I read Spider-Man because of, like, the symbiotes. That was the coolest part of Spider-Man ever. Like, my favorite character is still going to be Carnage. He was always my favorite character. Just because of the abilities and the stuff Cletus Cassidy can do. And, like, how reckless and wild he was. He was a villain. But then when they was like, yeah, well, the symbiote is going to be on this person and then that person, and then, let's get a symbiote to fucking the Green Goblin's son. I'm like, why? The original concept was that Eddie Brock was like Spider-Man's villain because Eddie Brock hated Spider-Man, and then when the Venom symbiote left Peter, it hated him. It resented him, basically. So when it found Eddie Brock, it kind of like understood him and they were on the same page. That's what the whole concept of like, we are Venom, because they looked at them as like a whole type of thing. So when that whole line was like, I am Venom, it kind of like made sense. Kind of was like huge for them to be on the same page. So that's always was a thing. That's why I'm like, whenever I read the Western comics or keep up with it and I read about Eddie Brock and the Venom symbiote, it's like, oh shit, that's pretty cool, yeah. And now he got a son and everything like that. And I'm like, oh, that's dope. But then when I see comic books and it's like, oh, the Venom symbiote is on Matt Gargan, the Scorpion? What? You see, that shows you that shit. I was like, what? That don't make any damn sense. The Scorpion was a joke. Like, the Scorpion was a part of, like, what, the Sinister Six? And he was like the corniest character out of all of them. It was him, the Shocker. Who else was a part of the Sinister Six? Doc Ock. It was like Mysterio. It was like all of like the rejects. All of like the reject villains. The Sandman. Like what? But yeah, you don't see that in manga. That's why I kind of respect manga storytelling a lot more, because it's like you get a story and that's the story you get. Like the only time that you go back and like redo a story or retcon a story in like anime or manga is if they're like more to the story. Like the one thing that I can compare that with like Western comics doing like reboots and retcons, the only thing that I compare that to is where in manga or anime you get filler arcs. That's what I can relate it to. Vulture, yeah. Like who the fuck cares about Vulture? It's like 60-year-old crazy dude in a bird costume. Like if you read the really old comic books from like the 60s, 70s, 80s, Western comics of like Spider-Man, he was just an old guy in a bird costume, terrorizing people. Wow! I'm gonna swoop down and bet you. It was kind of like, oh, I don't know if you old enough to remember this, but do you remember the old Batman TV show that came on TV, where like Robin was basically Bruce Lee? Like, oh man, that curse. And the same when Bruce Lee went from the Batman TV show and made his own TV show, where it was kind of like, oh, what was it called? Black Mask or something like that. He became like a TV show action hero for a little bit. A lot of people don't remember that. It was kind of like Batman in a way, where he did that, but he did that after he left being Robin in the Batman TV show. And that TV show went on to like make memes where like you say to like, what was it? Where Robin always says some weird thing like, God suits Batman, watch out. Like weird catchphrases like that. Green Hornet, yeah, that's what it was called. He went on to play the Green Hornet. It was like a superhero type of thing, like the Batman. That shit was cheesy. That's basically kind of how the Vulture or like Spider-Man's villains were back then. They were like one-off, like cheesy superhero, like cheesy supervillains. Like you had stuff like the Rhino, Vulture, Mysterio, what the fuck, the Hobgoblin was a cool villain. But if you think about it, the Hobgoblin, wasn't that his son, or the Green Goblin's son? How the hell, like, they retcon it and make him, like, I'm gonna have the fucking Venom symbiote and then become, like, what's it, Agent Venom for a while. Like, huh? Nigga, you weren't a Hobgoblin. Shut up. Like, you see what I mean? They love retconning their shit and be like, no, that just... I wouldn't have a problem if they did it and owned up to it. They do it and be like, no, that never happened. I don't know what you're talking about. That never was a thing. Like, when you question it, be like, oh, when you go to, like, cons and panels and be like, oh, do you remember what the Sinister Six was? Sinister who? Huh? Like, y'all niggas wasn't the ones who did that shit? Y'all drew that. Y'all made that. That's in history. I didn't even switch over to the jungle key, Manda Panda. Remember I had the jungle key, my first key, the first ever key outside. I didn't even use, I haven't yet to switch over to that key, even if it's stronger. Like I told you, you can literally just keep to the kingdom key and just beat the whole game with the kingdom key. Like it's not really about like, yeah, you get little, but that's the thing. Like look at the incremental like stat boost that I get. You only get like a 1 or 2 stat boost. And if you're leveling, right, you know how like in the beginning of the game, you could choose how you want to level. Like you'll get faster EXP. You could choose to get faster EXP early in the game and then slow down an amount you get later, or vice versa. Or you can get like an even amount. But if you go like the even amount, right, which is kind of like the base game, the way you should play, it kind of sucks because by the time you do get some of like your skills unlocked, because you unlock skills based on the level you achieve. So like at certain levels you'll get certain skills that's very useful, but then you'll get certain skills that's like, I'm never going to use this. You know what I'm saying? So to most players who played this, the best route is always to get EXP early so you can get a lot of those skills out of the way that you would need, like combo extension or higher jump and roll dodge and stuff like that. Like you want those. I still feel like if this game got a full-on remake for this game, change those skills to be like base skills. You see what I mean? Like combo extension should be like, I mean, if you want to say, okay, combo extension, add on more hits, you gain that as a level thing. Make it to where as though you get like a new extension, like a new hit to that combo more often, to be like, oh, every 2 to 3 levels you learn a new extension to your combo, whether it's an air combo or a ground combo, instead of like, oh, wait till level 45 and then get this one extension, but you're never going to use that last part of the extension because there's only one extra one. There's no point to just get that one extra hit off, because half the time, by the time you go through your whole combo, they're dead by then. I'm talking about like regular mobs, not like bosses, because it's like you start off with a 3-hit air combo. When you get that combo extension, I think you get 2 combo extensions throughout the whole game. It's just 2 extra hits, but that last extra hit is kind of like an explosion type of thing, because he goes swing, swing, swing. He goes swing, 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 does something, and then explodes. Like he does like a fireball or some shit like that. He's like, it goes boom, 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 something, and then boom, like an explosion. But like I was saying, I didn't even put the jungle key on the whole time since I had it, because like I told you, you can literally burn through this game by just doing, like, I've seen people do like speed runs, no hit runs, and be like, oh, can you beat the game with just the kingdom key? Yeah, you literally can, because most of your damage scales with like the level you are, not really so much your equipment. You don't really get much out of the equipment. I think the only equipment that really gives you really good stats is like the ultimate weapon. That really the only one? I think it's like 2. Because like the keys really don't start becoming an actual like importancy to change up your gear until like Kingdom Hearts 2. So even in Chain of Memories, you don't switch up your key at all. You don't switch up your weapon as often. You really don't. I think there was more like an aesthetic though in here. It gotta be, because like, now that I'm thinking about it, you get a key for each world. I think the only key you don't get for each world is the key you get from the 100 Acre Woods. And like I said, that's skippable. You can literally miss that to unlock the 100 Acre Woods. Like you could just ignore the book. Like dead ass. And like I said, the key from that, I don't even remember if that key is good or not. Because like I said, you could skip it and just miss it. I could believe the pumpkin key that you get from Nightmare Before Christmas area, I believe that's decent, but I think that's decent because it has more range. I don't think it's decent in power. I think it's that's like a favorable key because it's longer. What other one? I think Oblivion is a decent key when you get, but you get good keys damn near towards the end of the game. That's what I said. A lot of the concept of this was like, wow, you get most of the stuff that you would want to use at the tail end. And it's like, by the time you get that key, it's like, what, one world left? Okay, so we beat that boss. We sealed off that area. I believe Travis Town is completely done. Besides, like, coming back here for, like, the Trinity marks, and is the shop open now? No, the shop is, that's the only thing I don't remember exactly when the shop opens. I know it has to happen after you get Geppetto. And Geppetto's in Monstro, and that's the next place we're going, because You use the ship with the warp drive and the extra stuff he put in there to get to the next set of worlds. But before you start that next set of worlds, you're driving like you're driving in space and you get eaten by Monstro. You get swallowed by him. And when you do, you meet Geppetto, and Geppetto's like, "Hey, Pinocchio has went along and he's further in." And you could see where Riku is like kidnapped Pinocchio. Riku's kidnapped Pinocchio, and you gotta go save him. And you fight inside Monstro, and Monstro spits you out, and you fall into the new world that you're basically going towards. So that's how that all happens. But I believe when you rescue, because you don't rescue Geppetto until after those 4 worlds, because you go back to Monstro, go through it, you meet Geppetto, and Geppetto's not there anymore, because he's in his little makeshift boat that he gets eaten up, because the Monstro's whole story is the whole story what like Moby Dick basically. It's based on Moby Dick. So when you save Geppetto and Pinocchio, well, you save Geppetto first, and Geppetto goes back to Traverse Town. You go to Traverse Town, and I believe he becomes like the new shop dude or something like that, and he moves everything around. Cause like I said, this area right here is where Geppetto goes to. Cause this is Geppetto's shop right here. And Pinocchio's in there. Well, you go save Pinocchio and bring him back, and then he does stuff for you. I think he gives you items and shit like that. But I don't know if the synthesis shop gets unlocked after that or not. Because I need to figure out where the green Trinity symbol is. Yeah, the green Trinity symbol unlocks that door up there. Yeah, because the shop dude is not here anymore. Oh, here we go. That's what started it. I know it's something that starts it.
Well, as I live and breathe,
Pinocchio.
it isn't Pinocchio.
Oh, hi, Jiminy.
What in the world are you doing down here?
Playing hide and seek.
And he tells him his dad is gone, and that's what makes you go find his dad.
And
But
here
you don't
I
know
was,
where his
up
dad
all
is
night
at
just worried
until
sick
you
about
get
you.
swallowed by
Why, of all
Monstro.
the Pinocchio.
See? No, you're not. Yeah, this is just a recreation of like the story, or his story. That's called stealing. Could have asked us first. See? Like, Sora doesn't want nothing to do with this shit. And he was like, yeah, what about that? But you don't know where his dad is, though. But like I was saying, I need the green to get up there, because that's how you get into the item shop to make items. Other than that, as soon as we try to leave here, we're going to get swallowed by Monstro. So I want to leave that for a whole section of itself. Because you got to go through like 4 parts of Monstro. You got his mouth, his stomach, his rectum, and like his blowhole, basically. But everything is like a puzzle that's in there where like you have to go back and forth to trigger certain scenes and stuff. So this is basically the end of this world until we come back and do like I said, the Trinity marks and little tiny stuff. But other than that, you ain't gonna see no more Heartless. This world is basically done. Like once you stop seeing the Heartless there, that world is done. So this is basically the end of this recording for this episode. So thank y'all for coming out for this episode. I will have this, like I said, up as a playlist, as one whole playlist on YouTube. I'm gonna do it in like I said, whole chunks instead of putting up like video. I'd rather just record it as one whole thing and just, well, you'll see it in videos, but like I said, it will come up as a playlist when you see it, so you can take as long as you want to go through it. You know, some people like binge watching videos and stuff. I personally do, so that's how I'm gonna go about it. So it will be a little bit before you see all these videos up on YouTube, but for people who are watching over Twitch, you get to see it here on Twitch. So plus you get to listen to cool music without YouTube, you know, muting it. But other than that, thank y'all for coming out for this episode. We will see y'all in the next episode. The next episode, we're going to try to go look for Geppetto, Pinocchio's father or creator. But that's what's going to happen in the next episode. So we will see y'all then. Peace.